Be human.
So researchers who focus on positive emotions have amassed evidence that suggests we are more likely to find more meaning in our lives on days when we experience positive emotions. But there is new research that suggests that the most meaningful events in people's lives are those that were extremely pleasant or extremely painful. They found that extreme events were more meaningful in large part because their emotional intensity and the contemplation that it inspires. In fact, they found consistently that positive and negative events inspired contemplation to about the same degree. And so while the field has focused mostly on how traumatic events inspire contemplation, this finding is in line with research looking at the rumination that often occurs following positive moods. So, Frank, tell me, are there any negative experiences in your life that have really spurred deep contemplation and meaningfulness for you?
Yes.
Positive.
Okay. Do share.
It was when I almost died on a sailboat. And I won't go into the gory details, but that was probably one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. And it sucked because it was the first day of vacation. I really don't really remember much after it. But I fully agree with this study that it's these extreme moments. Number one, they get kind of burned into your memory no matter what because it's extreme and powerful. But the other part is we have to make sense of it. And the stories that I tell are often just the extreme moments. I don't remember much about like, oh, okay, it was nice sitting there watching the baseball game. Like, whatever. It's that extreme stuff that like supercharges your brain and that's what you remember. And then you take meaning from it, both good and bad.
And I think the storytelling piece is maybe something to take away from this because as humans, that's just what we've always done. We tell stories. It's how we process information. There's even interesting research on how by doing that, you're linking the left and right hemispheres of the brain to kind of solidify and, as Frank said, process something. So I think really, it makes sense that we think about these extremes and it gives a lot more meaning to our life when we have this lovely thing that happens. And then that also pushes us to realize, oh, crap, like there are really serious things happening when it's really negative. And I guess my takeaway is that it's just every day is a gift. We have to live our life to the fullest.
We were away in Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale area this weekend for a working weekend with other people that had larger psychology practices around the country. And over dinner, one of the conversation pieces was tell us your origin story of how you got to be, not how your practice started, but how you got to be you. And my origin story involves a near fatal car accident that was awful, but also was like a very, very significant moment for me in terms of my personality development, my sense of self-confidence, all that. And it was an awful experience and lasted, I mean, like the recovery from it, the surgeries, all that kind of stuff. But so it wasn't just positive stuff, but it was, the negative that really, for me, was probably in my own story, the most meaningful. And then I think about in my adult life, some of the really positive things. So yeah, it's absolutely, it's the fullness of all that stuff rather than just the positive stuff. It's the full kind of canvas of positive and negative.
Thanks for watching this Being Human segment from the Shrink Tank podcast. To watch the full episode, click here, or to check out previous episodes, click here.